Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. Well, of course, it's me. Who else is going to be? But this time I'm wearing a 3D passive polarized glasses. Now, before we start talking about the passive technology, let me just say something briefly about Dolby 3D. Uh, 3D has really come a long way since 2009. Obviously, James Cameron is the one that pushed this whole 3D to a different level. Now, granted, in the beginning, there was some hiccups. It wasn't exactly all that great because you have to use a active shutter LCD technology on your lens. And quite frankly, I thought this wasn't a great idea. And James Cameron also thought at the time it wasn't such a great idea because what the active shutters basically does, yes, it brings you a high resolution 1080p on left eye and 1080p on the right eye. So you're going to get the best possible, clearest resolution. However, it does darken and dims the screen a little bit, and you lose that color, you lose that vividness that the movie's trying to bring about. You don't get those colors with the active shutters because what the left eye and the right eye is doing, it's it's emitting that signal from left to right eye in 1080p signal, and the issue is it dims it down because it's using LCD technology on the left and the right eye. That's the active shutters. And for the active shutters, you need to have a batteries, you need to have a technology built inside the heads, inside the glasses to achieve that. There were so many problems with that. Number one, they were too bulky, they were too heavy, and you have to constantly recharge them. After you watch the movie for an hour and a half, you have to charge them back again. It takes about 45 minutes to recharge them. Sometimes they would blink. They're easy to break because of technology that's built inside of it. And you also have to have a built-in sensor on your TV. So it was a first step toward 3D TV, but it wasn't the ideal step of 3D TV. And I think this is where a lot of people got turned off. It was because of the active shutter, in my case. In my opinion, that's how I felt. Later on in 2010 and 11, that's when the LG Cinema came in with this new technology, and the Samsung came in with this new technology called the passive technology. But it was mainly the LG that really pushed the passive polarized technology. What that basically means is this. Okay, so what you're looking at here, these are polarized passive 3D glasses. So basically, how the passive technology works in a layman terms, I'm going to try to explain this to you in the basic terms. I'm not going to dive into celluloid and how they're using that same material that's on the celluloid, on the film, putting into a glasses. I'm not going to waste too much time explaining that because you guys will get confused. I'm going to just try to stay on the basic layman terms. So in the basic layman terms, what they're doing is they are using a polarized material here on the left and the right eye. Okay, so what this 3D glasses is doing, it has a polarized material that's used on the film, on the roll of film that's running. The difference is on the left side, the polarized, it's put vertically, and on the right eye, it's put just flat, horizontally. The reason that's being done is so that way when a passive 3D panel, it's emitting that light catches that vertical polarized left eye and keeps it there, and while the other one that's horizontal beams into it as well, and that way you get the left and the right eye 3D effect. Now you do have to position yourself with these polarized 3D glasses. You do have to position yourself in a certain angle. Okay, with the active shutters, you can be sitting pretty much anywhere you want because you're getting that active shutter LCD technology already built into it to give you that highest possible resolution. However, it is dimmed down a little bit. It's dimmed down. With the passive technology, you don't have to have any equipment built into it. You don't need to have any sensors built into your TV. Basically, the TV, it's passing that technology through light. It's emitting that light, and that passive light of left and right eye, stereoscopic left and right eye, it's the polarized 3D glasses are catching that left and catching that right stereoscopic, and they're giving you that 3D effect. Now, the one downside to having these passive 3D glasses, at least in 2010, 2012, when I purchased my first passive 3D television, the biggest issue was the 720p. You're only getting 720p on the left eye and 720p on the right eye. But honestly, to me, that's more than enough. I never complained about loss of detail. Quite frankly, I was impressed how beautiful it looked. And that's because I'm getting that true color, I'm getting that true detail that otherwise I was not able to get with active shutters, because the active shutters dim down the left and right eye. And you're losing the color, you're losing that detail in the movie. The movie's being dimmed down. It's like moving the backlit. Think about this. It's like you're moving a backlit down on your movie. With the passive technology, you're getting that exact peak brightness from the TV, that 1000 peak brightness and that color gamut. You're getting all of that into your 3D glasses, and you're able to actually get that nice, beautiful 3D effect result. And another great thing about those is they're very lightweight. They're lightweight. They feel very easy to wear. They're not really heavy. They're not bulky. Having the active shutter glasses, this is what you're dealing with when you have the active shutter. This is the active shutter, and look how bulky this is. And you have to have a technology built into it. And look how bulky they are. And look how heavy they are. You constantly have to charge them, and you constantly have to power them up. And the batteries needs to be replaced, and the battery life on these is like maybe 5 years, and after that you have to replace them with a new type of batteries. You know, one of those circular flying saucer type of batteries. So to me, this was always out of the question. I never felt like the active shutter 3D was the way to go. And I think that's why active shutters failed in 2010, and I think this is why the passive technology was more adopted in the cinema. When you went to see a movie, 3D IMAX, Real D, you heard about this thing called the Real D, Real 3D, Real D. Real D technology is the company Real D who actually uses the same passive technology, polarized passive technology. So when you go to see the movie, in the basket, they give you the 3D glasses for you to use so that you can watch your 3D movie on the IMAX. But those are special made Real D glasses, a little bit bigger glasses, for you to experience the 3D IMAX. But they're using pretty much the same passive light. That's why they call it passive, because it's passing the light, passive technology. Now on the projectors, it's a little bit different. Projectors are still adopting to active shutters, and I'm not a huge fan of the active shutters, and this is why I'm still stirring away from using my two projectors with the active shutters, because I'm just not a fan of the active shutters, guys, and they're too bulky. You have to worry about the batteries. It's just too much of a hassle, and to me, that's not how you should experience 3D. So I stay away from that. To me, the passive 3D technology is the one to go with. And I'm so glad that I saved my LG 3D Cinema TV. So now I get to enjoy it. Now, having explained all of that, I had to spend 10 minutes to talk about a little bit of a 3D history. And this whole thing started with James Cameron in 2009 due to the overwhelmingly, gigantically, successfully breakthrough of a success of the Avatar. And to this day, Avatar is truly remarkable film. It doesn't age at all. It every time I see it, keeps getting better and better and better. And the movie is almost 10 years old, and it still looks better than anything else out there that I have seen. Seriously, what James Cameron made that movie way ahead of its time. And what he's working on right now, currently, with the Avatar 2, and I have my sources, guys. I'm not going to say who these individuals are, because they like to be kept confidential, because they're working for certain companies. And they only gave me some hints and tips on what James Cameron Lightstorm Entertainment team is working on. First of all, James Cameron partnered up with two companies, Dolby 3D, which I will talk about in a minute, and Sony. Sony created a specifically designed 3D camera. What Sony did, they used their most expensive 3D camera that they have. Like, that's their, like, the most expensive 3D camera that they have. It's like gazillions of dollars, hypothetically speaking. And what they did, they used that same camera and they redesigned it for specific needs that James Cameron has for the Avatar sequels. So what they did, they customly designed a camera, a very, very expensive camera that has never been used till in the Avatar 2. So what you're going to be seeing is something totally fresh and new. The colors and everything will just pop out of the screen. So these new Sony cameras that are specifically designed for James Cameron, and James Cameron paid truckload of money. He's got the money. The money is not an issue for this individual. So they have custom designed this camera for specifically to be filmed on the Avatar sequels. Underwater, there's some scenes they're filming underwater, which is really difficult to film. So strap on the seatbelt. When the Avatar 2 comes out, it's just going to be mind-blowing. It's just going to be bananas all over again, 2021. You're going to forget about the Marvel Universe. You're going to forget about the end game and all that stuff. So let's talk about Dolby 3D. Dolby 3D. Now, Dolby 3D, it's something that has been in development since 2010. You know, this is long time coming. After the Avatar movie was released, James Cameron didn't waste any time. That shows you how workaholic he really is. He's like Tony Stark of movies. He's like Elon Musk of movies. He didn't waste any time. He released the first Avatar in 2009, and in past 10 years, he's been working very hard with Dolby and Philips to create the Dolby 3D. And he's been working very hard to bring us this new type of 3D. Now, you're going to say, why wasn't this available in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 15, 16, 17 till now? That's because this type of technology was not ready for that time. This was way ahead of its time. So James Cameron knew that it's going to take about 10 years for this technology to catch up and for this technology to be ready for him to be implemented into a movie theaters. So what this basically it's doing, it's giving us a pass-through technology, passive technology, kind of similar to what you see on the Nintendo 3DS. But think about Nintendo 3DS with a higher frame rate, higher hertz refresh rate, and higher frame rate. What Dolby 3D is doing is truly remarkable. What Dolby 3D is doing, it's giving us a. There's James Cameron. I'll play this for a little bit for you guys so you can watch this. What this new 3D Dolby 3D is doing is it's not requiring for you to have any 3D glasses, and it's using a passive technology that's going to be emitting from the panel, from the light, but it's going to be emitting from a higher frame rates. Basically, they're going to be designing this with a higher frame rate and a higher refresh rate. That's what the 3D really needs, it's looking for. That was the one thing that was missing on the 3D. It's the higher frame rate on the left eye and the right eye trying to catch up stereoscopically with each other. Okay, think about it like this. You have left eye and you have the right eye, and currently you're getting roughly about 24 frames per second, left and right eye, because that's what the movies are being filmed on. Now, with this new technology, Dolby 3D, you'll be getting a higher frame rate and a higher refresh rate on the left and the right eye, and you put that together, you're going to have outstanding refresh rate with a higher resolution, 8K, and Dolby Vision on top of that. So you'll be getting the best possible 3D without the glasses, meaning you won't be needing these, you won't be wearing these, and that's what you're going to be looking at in 2021 when they release an Avatar movie. So let's listen to what James Cameron has to say here really quick. And
Hi, Jim Cameron here, and I'd like to talk about some of the best 3D I've seen, Dolby 3D. The 3D technology that's about to bring real life and nature into our homes. I'm partnering with Dolby and Philips, the two great companies behind this award-winning, glasses-free 3D technology, Dolby 3D. It's been a great year, and we've made a lot of progress. As a director, I want my movies to look the same on every television and tablet as they do in theaters. I support Dolby 3D because it delivers films to any device, at any screen size, and the way they were intended to be seen. It preserves the creative touch, like natural roundness to the shapes and accurate depth. Dolby and Philips have developed not just an amazing display technology, but a whole ecosystem with strong partnerships in the entertainment and broadcast industry and with online content retailers. Major studios and facilities are already using Dolby 3D post-production tools. I'm looking forward to seeing movies on one of these great displays in my home starting this year. So coming soon, glasses-free Dolby 3D.
so basically, what he's just telling you here, it's exactly what I've been telling you here, and what I've been telling you in the past couple of 2-3 weeks, is that the idea is, and he always wanted this idea. This is something that Jim Cameron always wanted to do. He knew that wearing these hideous glasses, it's something that people are always going to be turned off. Even with the virtual reality, and the reason why virtual reality hasn't taken off in a huge, gigantic numbers is because people don't feel comfortable wearing a big, giant VR headset. People want to feel comfortable. When people want to go see a movie, they want to feel comfortable. And they want to enjoy that movie by feeling comfortable. And the idea of you wearing these glasses, sometimes it's not comfortable for majority of people. Some people are like, nah, I don't want to wear the glasses. I just want to kick back, relax, scratch my head, and enjoy this movie. So this is going to be the next step in a 3D technology. And Dolby 3D is going to achieve that. They're going to do that. They're not, and it's not just going to be in the movies. What they're going to do is they're going to bring this into a cell phones. So your future cell phones will have this 3D technology built into it. How cool is that? You'll be able to, on your Note 12 or whatever they call it, Note 12, Note 13, you will be able to watch 3D stuff on your Note. 7.2 inches or whatever they're going to have. I don't know. Same thing going to be on your laptop. You won't need any glasses. Your laptops will produce this 3D technology on your games. Everything will be 3D coming out of the screen because of the passive technology that's circulating with a higher refresh rate and a higher frame rate, and you'll be getting that stereoscopic. Now, you are going to have to sit in a certain position. Don't get me wrong. You can't be sitting like this way or that way. You're still going to have to sit focused center for the effect to achieve that. But It will be there, and I can't wait for this to happen. This will also help with broadcasting in 3D. This is going to really push the 3D in a big way, and this is why I believe 3D is coming back in a big way, and virtual reality should kind of look out for this. I'm serious, because yes, I have virtual reality headsets. I have tons of them, but they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel comfortable. They feel heavy, like, and they strain my eyes and my nose, and especially if I have a big head. They don't feel comfortable. You know, that's my experience with virtual reality. Yes, it's nice. It feels like you're there, but you still know that you're wearing that big giant headset, and it feels uncomfortable. I can only spend maybe hour and a half in the VR, and then I gotta take the VR headset off. I cannot spend more than 2 hours. After 2 hours, I gotta get out of there. Okay, so this will help boost up the best possible 3D. Bottom line is this: the 3D, Dolby 3D will bring, finally, the 3D we've been waiting for. Without any glasses, you just turn on your TV, turn on your device, turn on your monitor, turn on your phone, watch your movies, channels, all in 3D. And the broadcast of 3D is going to be much easier for the networks like HBO, Cinemax, Showtime Stars, Sky Movies, Sky Sports, etc., Fox Sports 1 and 2, ESPN. They're all going to have a much easier way for you to bring you that 3D effect with this new 3D Dolby technology. So I'm really excited about this. And this is what I was talking about. This is what I've been mentioning to people. A lot of people didn't know about this. And even I didn't know about it until I talked to some of my friends. And my friends have some friends who work at those fields in California with the Dolby and Lightstorm Entertainment, but I cannot say who they are because it's, you know, it's confidential. It was confidential back then, but now I think the ice has been broken because the 3D, Dolby 3D, it's already kind of being mentioned by Jim Cameron. He's slowly implementing this as we get closer and closer and closer to the release date of Avatar sequel. Well, there you have it. So I felt like I needed to do this video because I've been talking about this and a lot of people are confused. They're like, well, why is Mr. 4K all of a sudden going back to 3D? Why is he getting so excited about the 3D? And you guys know me, I like a new technology. When the 4K was announced, a lot of people were like, man, I don't know about the 4K resolution. There's not much content there. There's nothing there. In 2014, everybody was like, man, I still have my 1080p TV. I don't need a 4K. There's nothing for me to watch in 4K. Well, not me. I adopted to that technology, and I saw something very unique with that high resolution and high dynamic range back in 2014, and that's why I jumped into the 4K technology and 4K television and high dynamic range, because I saw something very unique with that for the gaming and for the movies. So the same thing with the Dolby 3D. I feel that 3D only took it only went to the hibernation state. And that's why I keep telling people, I said the 3D, this was just the first step. What we saw in 2009 all the way through 2013 and 14 was just the first step of what 3D will bring. This will be the best what 3D can offer, and this is what people want. This will be the most feasible, the most reliable way to bring 3D to people. And people want this. People like this idea. I don't need to wear anything. I just turn on my TV and 3D is there in the best possible way. And that's what people want. And they're going to bring that to you. Now, the first manufacturers, Samsung, Sony, LG, later on Vizio, TCL, the first entry level of these televisions will cost a lot of money. It's not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive, just like every new technology. It's going to cost money. But By 2024, I think we'll see, by 2024, we'll see prices come down a little bit, and a lot of people will be able to enjoy it. And I believe by 2028, this 3D technology, Dolby 3D, will be utilized on your phones, on your computers, on your on every device, even inside your car. It will be utilized in the Tesla cars, whatever new cars that they make. So this new Dolby 3D technology is going to be a game changer, also for PlayStation 5 and for the Xbox 2. This will be something that's going to be very beneficial for the Xbox and for the PlayStation, and even for Nintendo, you know. So this will be interesting to see how it's going to develop and how is it going to push through. So again, I don't have a crystal ball. I know this video is a bit long. I don't have a crystal ball. Jim Cameron doesn't have a crystal ball. We don't know how this is going to end up, which way it's going to go, left or right. We don't know how this is going to play out. But I'm very confident that this technology, it's going to be the technology that we need to look forward to. So anyway, I don't know if there's anything else I can say except what I just said here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this video was informative. What I tried to do, I tried to bring you something informative. And I apologize about the beginning of the video. For some of you who don't know how the film processing and celluloid and how the film is made, what material they use to make the film. So the roll of film that they use on the film, polarized, it's used here on left and right eye of these glasses. So this is polarized. This is what you see when the film is rolling. And that's how that passive light gets projected to it. But I hope that I didn't confuse you, but I kind of had to explain it so that you guys understand as to how this passive technology works. Sadly, you know, the passive 3D and the active shutter 3D TVs are not being manufactured anymore. The last of the Mohicans was by LG in 2012. And of course, the C6 OLED was the last of the Mohicans that utilized the 3D. But after that, in 2016, 2017, in 2017, they stopped the manufacture of utilizing the 3D altogether. But 3D is coming back. And that's why I'm mentioning this to you guys. And it's coming back in the best possible way, guys. I think you will be blown away by the Avatar sequels and what the Avatar sequel is going to be able to do. So I can't wait for you guys to see how this is an exciting time to be alive, honestly. I hope that we all live a healthy, long life, because there's so much exciting technology in the works, from the virtual reality, from the 3D, from streaming, gaming, streaming, cloud service. There's so much happening in terms of high fidelity graphics. There's a lot of stuff happening. So these are very exciting times to be alive. Well, there you have it. Sorry for this long video, but there was no other way for me to make this video other than just like this and explain myself and this technology. Alright guys, well thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one though. You have a nice Monday. Take care.